Hello everybody, my name is Santos Gallegos from New Mexico. This channel is actually pretty new. I've been on YouTube for quite a bit, but um, I'm actually going to be giving you today a brief introduction to Santeria and the Lukumi faith, um, because I have seen some people on here that have their own channel, but they don't really hit the topics of Santeria or the Orishas. They tend to go more into folk magic with saints, and which is perfectly fine. Just do your thing, whatever. But for all those who are actually curious about the Lukumi faith, Santeria, I'm going to give you a brief introduction and how it came to be and how it ended up here and what it exactly is. And I'm going to be making a lot more videos. This is actually my faith and what I love doing, so I don't see why it would be too much of an issue to try to enlighten some of you people. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me or give me a email or a comment, whatever it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Santeria is actually derived from the Yorubian part of Africa, the Yorubian Peninsula, West Africa. And during the slave trading days, when slaves were actually being brought to the Americas, to Brazil, to Cuba, these Africans brought their religion with them, of Santeria, Lukumi, Palomayombe, Palomonte, Candomblé, all these different faiths. And not to get it misunderstood, Congo religion, Palo, is very different from Santeria and Lukumi. I'll get into that later on in the video. Well, anyways, Santeria it was brought with the slave trade. And as the slaves were actually brought into the different countries, the Americas, Brazil, they were actually forced under the persecution of Catholic Spaniards to either convert to Catholicism or die. So what they did to save on to their tradition, hold on to their tradition, and hold on to their values and their own culture, was they masked their orishas with Catholic saints. For instance, Ilegua. Ilegua is synchronized with Santo Niño de Atocha. Shango is synchronized with Santa Barbara. And it goes on and on and on. But what they actually did was they were, maintaining, going to the Roman Catholic, the church, doing the Roman Catholic thing, etc., etc. But they actually, in the nighttime, they would get together amongst themselves and conduct the rituals of their forefathers. And I was actually introduced to Santeria by, well, me personally. A little bit about me is I've actually been curious in many, many faiths. I've studied Islam, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Jainism, Hinduism. I've lived overseas. I've done a lot of traveling. This is my passion, is world religion. I love studying world religion. My faith is actually Santeria. I believe in what Santeria teaches. And what it is exactly that Santeria teaches, Santeria is a monotheistic faith. Monotheism meaning they believe in one God, Olofi. Olofi is the creator of the universe, who gave some of his power, which in Santeria is called Ache. He gave his power to the Orishas to help do their healings, their business, because before, a long time ago, they used to have to go to Obatala. Obatala is similar to being the son of Olofi. They had to go to Obatala would go to Olofi, and he would tell them, okay, Oya has a situation here. This person needs to be healed. Will you help them? Finally, the Orishas went to Obatala and said, Obatala, maybe you could talk to Olofi and tell him if he can give us some of his ache to help heal. That way, when we have an issue, we don't need to go back, and you don't have to go and be the middleman and back and forth, back and forth. We can conduct our own healings to to our followers. So he went and told Olofi, and Olofi thought about it and said, you know what, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, Ache. So what happened was he dispersed a little bit of his Ache amongst the Orishas, and that enabled them to have power. So that is a little bit, a very brief little introduction to Santeria and the Lukumi faith. And I don't mean to get off topic here, but you will see, if you, especially if you're in Miami, New York, heavily populated communities with communities that are heavily populated with Hispanics, you'll see what's called botanicals. And botanicals are actually shops which sell religious material, saints, cards, herbs, amulets. They give cleansings. That's a botanica there. And that botanica, those botanicas, we actually have a botanica here, Baba Ilegua Botanica. So if any of you guys are actually looking for any kind of religious stuff, cascaria, chalongos, stuff like that, we have them here. Me and my wife, we have our own shop. But Palo Mayombe is a Congo faith. Palo is, you'll see when you go to these botanicas, some of the santeros there, they have these chains that they have them on their wrists. Those are signs of santeria. Okay, but when you see they have a long chain, baby, will you get my long chain from in here in my altar? It's this is a sign of palo. And when somebody has this, you see this sign, this chain, this tells you automatically that they are initiated. They have had the rayamento. Rayamento meaning they're scratching. It's a scratching. It's a ceremony which is called rayamento, but it means scratching in English. Where that's where they get initiated into Palo Mayombe. And this chain right here, it's very similar. Very, very similar. That has Babaluaye right there. Osain. It has the three caracoles. It has Ilegua, the red and black. It has Yemaya, Ogun. And but it's very different from Santeria. Palo, it's not very, very different, but it is different. It's Olofi is it's all based around the belief in one God, but it's more ancestral. Okay, Lukumi is respecting the ancestors, honoring them, and acknowledging them. Palo Mayombe, Candomblé in Brazil, it's communicating with the Egun. They're called Egun, the ancestors. And Palo is very, very, very strong. Muy fuerte. If you don't know what you're doing, you need to don't get involved with things you have no understanding of. Take things very, very slow, very, very patient, because you can get involved in things that are that'll end up causing you problems, and you'll end up needing to get cleansed and spiritual cleansing because you'll attract bad energy. But Palo Mayombe and Santeria, it is possible for one man to be initiated into both faiths, because as a santero is only, his objective on earth is he is like a doctor. Olofi has given this man the blessings and power and a little bit of Ache, because you should never forget that Olofi is the sustainer of the whole universe. Nothing goes on without Olofi, without Hashem, Adonai, Elohim, whatever you want to, whatever name. He's been attributed many, many holy names, which we have the honor and privilege of saying here in the United States. But nothing goes on without the consent, without the licencia of Olofi. That's why before every ceremony, Every santero palero says, sorry about that, con la licencia de Olofi. And, you know, it's a very, very beautiful religion. And I wanted to give you guys actually this brief introduction. And there's going to be many, many more videos from now on. I've been slacking a little bit, but there's going to be many, many more videos. Many, many videos. And, but like I was saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic. It is possible for a man to be initiated into Palo Mayombe and Santeria. Because Palo is more fast. We work through a prenda and in ganga. It's very fast results. If you have a problem, the prenda and palo is very, very fast. Santeria is more cleansing, more limpia. It cleanses the person of, well, you know, bad juju, if you want to say. Bad juju, bad karma. But as a santero, I'm going to get down to it cut and dry. Santeros are for good, and paleros can do good and bad. Okay? So a palero can do good and bad. If you have an issue, if you're feeling very sick, you can go to a babalao or a santero and they can give you the remedy and cure you. So can a palero. But if you have an issue with maybe a neighbor who you've made some kind of treaty, tratado with, an agreement, and he did not follow his end of the agreement, and you have an issue with him now, you would see a palero to help you with this situation, to help him cambiar his decision, change his decision that he's already made. So anyways, and I mentioned a babalao. Babalao, I didn't tell you earlier, but a babalao is in Ifa tradition. Very, 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 very knowledgeable men. Their whole life is dedicated to Orula, who is the spirit, the Orisha of knowledge. So when you have the mano de Orula, that is the initiation, receiving the mysteries of Orula. And that helps you with knowledge. When you receive this process, it enlightens you to open your mind. You're asking Orula to open your mind, to help you receive knowledge and be more understanding. And babalaos, they're very, very, very beautiful men. I personally don't believe in bad-mouthing anybody. You'll hear, and which is very, very unfortunate nowadays, you'll hear paleros bad-mouthing babalaos, and babalaos talking about paleros, and so on and so on. But it's very, very bad, because all of this religion is spiritual and cleansing for yourself. A lot of people say, oh, it's Satanism. And that's very, very untrue and a very, very ignorant comment to make, because especially if you know nothing of the religion. I mean, I don't even want to get on that topic, but you know, a lot of people are very close-minded and they only want to stick to that which their forefathers had taught them, which is fine. Do what you want. That's great. Do what you want, but don't badmouth the whole other group or religion or race because of what you think it is, and leave a bad stereotype amongst other people and this fear. Because Santeria is a very beautiful religion. It has to do with the monotheistic faith that we believe in God. Olofi, every day when I walk outside, I see the heavens and I rub my hands together to pray to Olofi and say, Olofi, thank you for the wonderful day that I have. Thank you for everything that you've given me, and give me guidance and help me walk on a straight path. Don't lead me on a path that will be misleading and crooked. Guide me on the straight path. And it's a very beautiful faith, very beautiful faith. And I think personally, if you're looking to become more spiritual, if you're looking to understanding a little bit more about Santeria, this is the perfect channel for you, because like I said, I'm going to be coming out. This video was a little bit about everything. I jumped from topic to topic to topic to try to explain just a rough draft of what's going on. But my next video will be, from now on, all my videos are going to be sticking on one category. That's it, not back and forth. So I appreciate your time in viewing my video. Leave your comments, and if you have any questions, email me. Feel free. Don't feel afraid or anything like that at all. It would be my privilege to receive an email and answer a question if I can. Ache and Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam.